think they changed
I bought it.
Let's see it.
I bought it. Good move. Very good move.
Let's see it. And we pulled up.
Did I miss that?
Yeah, you
heard the original one, and then it came back on.
And then that's when you bought.
I bought. Yeah, it's probably the best chart in crypto.
All right, what is going on, Shido Finance? Welcome back. It is Shido Finance and Chill, episode 11. My co-host Arnold St. Pierre. Bjorn will be joining us shortly. Before we dive in, I just want to say welcome to 2023. Welcome to a new year. A new year full of hope and excitement and anticipation for what is coming. And probably one of the best projects in DeFi that you could be in at this point. Nope, there we go. I disappeared for a second. There are rug pulls. There are scam tokens all over the damn place. I myself was a victim of one not too long ago. Just a DJ and play. Didn't end up going well. And my point with that is there is no safer home than Shido Finance. Just got a ding from Bjorn. He'll be here momentarily. So just know there's no safer home right now than Shido Finance, especially with what this token is building, is creating. You have one of the best dev teams, in my opinion, in crypto right now. Building solutions for, frankly, what has caused one of the worst bear markets, in my opinion, in a very long time. So with that, I'm going to let Arno introduce himself. Glad to have him back. I know he was recently fighting the flu. I'm glad to see he's back in full health again. I do want to say before I turn it over to Arno, please like and subscribe this. If you can share it out there. I don't care about getting the channel bigger and promoting the channel. I do care about the algorithm, though, and getting more eyes on Shido. So if you can please like and pass this along to anyone that is interested in Shido Finance, that not only helps your bags, but it helps the project. Please give a warm welcome to Shido Queen, who is moderating tonight. All questions from this AMA will be directed to Shido Queen. When Bjorn is ready to answer questions, we will go through them one by one, and we will not leave tonight until every question is answered. With that, Arno, how you doing, sir?
Happy New Year, my friend. Feeling pretty good now. I finally gotten over the bugaboo known as influenza, the flu. 3 days of that stuff now.
Sucks, man.
Yeah, on New Year's of all days. But I'm doing great. And what you said about Shido is that's facts. Right now, despite the slight pullbacks we're having right now, it is still in territories yet to be ventured lower. If you look at the charts, people, and go back and look at the history of over a last month, we are not touching those levels. It's higher highs and higher lows, but it's incremental, week to week, month to month. If you look at the price and you start paying attention to it on moment to moment, with minute to minute, yeah, you're going to be turned off. That's like any project, though. But the good projects are the ones that when you pan it out and you look at their overall health, they're the ones that keep it thinking, oh, we got the man coming in. There's the man coming in.
We got the man, the myth, the legend. Welcome, Bjorn. Glad to have you back. Glad to start 2023 with what I would say is probably one of the most clear and determined devs in a bear market that I've ever seen. And I'm glad to host you on the channel. Glad to have you back, sir.
Thank you. Do you hear me, by the way?
Yes,
it's usually low.
Oh, you're good. You're coming through perfectly fine, Bjorn.
Okay. Okay, great. Oh, thank you for that. I'm happy to be here. It's a bit early, but it's okay. You know, I went to bed okay time, so it's all good.
Yeah, we appreciate you tolerating our time. Oh, we might have a little connection error here with Bjorn. Give me 1 second here just to let him know. Yeah, if you can hear me, Bjorn, you had a little connection error, but I think we got you back.
Yeah, I can hear you perfectly well. It's maybe on my side then.
I think you're good. We got you back. You were breaking up for a moment there, but I think you're good now. So. We'll give Bjorn a couple moments to get his connection sorted out. Not a big deal. 4 a.m. technical difficulties. I can't blame him.
I think he's trying to do a sound test.
Yeah, I think so. If you're doing a sound test, Bjorn, we can't hear you just yet, but your stream's looking better.
No, I'm back. It got automatically unmuted because I reconnected.
Oh, okay.
Do you hear me now?
Yes, I think we got you back, so I think we're good. All right, I think we got Bjorn back.
Yeah, I hope.
It's okay.
If you hear now, we're all good.
We'll work through it, Bjorn. No big deal. We'll work through it, brother. So I know Arno's got a lot of questions for you and some clarifications that he would like to get out there. And I know we got a lot in the community that's gonna have some questions too. And for me, it's really important to get you on more often so we can really get a lot of these questions clarified for the community so they know exactly what to expect and where we're going, especially in 2023. So I'm going to stop talking and I'm going to turn it over to Arno for a little bit here. And I'm going to let him kind of leave us some questions, and we'll get some questions from the community prepped up here for you as well. But Arno, further ado, sir, I'm going to let you have at it.
All right. How you doing, Bjorn? Nice to see you again, my man.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good, brother. I hope you're well. Yeah, you and I, actually, we spoke a bit in direct messages on Telegram, and some really good questions there that were really interested. And then we talked about it, and we said like, hey, you know, there's a lot of things we could potentially discuss here. So I'm glad to be back. I'm glad to be back here. It's been too long.
Yeah, 100%. Well, I think probably people in the community probably have the most questions about is how the DEX is going to figure into the wallet. I think people understand what the DEX is going to be as it is right now with the testnet and how it's going to figure when we go main live. I think what people really don't understand is how is it going to figure in when we start to get integration in the wallet, cross-chain swaps, and the perpetual lending platform and the 200x lending positions that are going to take place when that goes live.
Yeah, I can elaborate a little bit on that because what's that? Maybe I have a connectivity issue, but I could keep going on that because it's a good question. I mean, first of all, just to quickly explain what the cross chain. I mean, the DEX is the DEX is a data aggregator, and it from a variety of sources. It's 10 sources on each chain, and the chains are Ethereum and Binance Smart Chain. And it's a complex routing system to instantly fetch that and give you the best price. And that aggregation protocol chain it's from BNB or BUSD or any BEP20 token. So that's how it's working, and that protocol is that API that it's is what we are building a user interface around wallets. That protocol is directly accessible, will be soon, very soon, in the wallet. So you can swap, you will have endless of tokens, thousands of tokens, because it will be the biggest DEXs available straight up in the wallet. You don't have to go about and connect to any app anymore. So it will be a complete DEX solution, because you can rename DeFi. I like the concept of a DeFi aggregator, because it's more or less like Amazon. You are Amazon, then these other dealers kind of that have their projects and listed and their liquidity protocols and from different sources, and you have your own liquidity source, liquidity protocols. So you are kind of like a marketplace, like Amazon. So that is how you could rephrase an aggregation protocol to another case. But what we are so that is coming into the wallet. But what we are working closely with SVFT, which is a cross-chain protocol, and that's the protocol we have in the wallet now. And that has that is for me, it's the best cross-chain protocol out there. They are listed on Coinbase and whatnot, and they have a ton of tokens that you can cross-chain swap instantly, and that protocol we have in the wallet already. So I've been asking, I think, is can you swap, say, BNB to a random Ethereum? And that will not be possible at the start, because you will be able to swap ETH to ETH or BNB to a few other ERC20 tokens. But if you want a random token, then you will have an ERC20 token ready, and you swap in Shido DEX in the wallet, because it will be too complicated. Have the routing system that we will that you will be able to swap another BEP20 token to a random token on another chain. I mean that it's potentially something, but that will itself longer time. I mean, we are offering cross-chain compatibility already, and we will offer the DEX protocol super soon. And that's what we will have, and it's it's crazy good. It's more itself that MetaMask or Trust Wallet or whatever is offering. So then we are already from that point we could further develop the cross-chain compatibility, because that's kind of something I want, because it would be possible to add to the routing that the first swap is from Ethereum to BNB, and then there's a second routing going from BNB to whatever, meaning you can go straight from Ethereum to a random BEP20 token, and that is the next step we'll work on, and it is possible, and that is something, but it's not something we will have 7 days from now. That is too much, but it's certainly it's something that will come, and me and Arno talked about that also. Did that make any sense?
Yeah, essentially, guys, if you are getting most of all this, what the man is plainly saying is that the DEX is going to be coming into the wallet eventually, but we will not have full cross-chain swaps, being able to go from any token to any token in the beginning. There are, other possible ways to be able to do this down the line, but we won't have it at launch, certainly, because it's going to be too much of a complicated situation to get that going in there. So that makes perfect sense, because that's a lot of integration to have out the door when you don't even especially when you have a protocol in there with SVT's protocol for cross-chain swaps that we have right now in the wallet.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the DEX will have cross-chain compatibility because we have a cross-chain protocol, and that protocol is integrated in the wallet and will be integrated into the DEX. But the question is here, how advanced is the cross-chain compatibility? Is it going from Ethereum to a random BEP20 token, or is it going from Ethereum to the major ones? And so we will have cross-chain compatibility, but how deep it will go, that we will further develop down the line.
Right. I believe a lot of people in the community were having concerns about, they were going in there adding tokens on ERC or BEP20 and not being able to swap them in the wallet right now on the cross-chain DEX that we have in there now. But what you just said pretty much gave people, clarification on what's going to be coming forward with that. So I think next what we should cover is how perpetual lending and the Shido token itself going to be intertwined when they finally go up live with the perpetual trading DEX and the 200x lending positions on shorts and longs on cryptos. You guys hear me? Or
yeah, you're coming through fine, Arna. I'm not sure if Bjorn's having a connection issue.
I have a little bit.
He's having a little bit of a connection issue there. We'll give him a
Yeah, I
second.
have a little bit of an issue.
It's all right,
Yes,
Bjorn.
but
We're fine.
The perpetual DEX, right? Well, the perpetual side of the DEX. What was the question regarding the perpetual DEX?
Just basically, how's that going to figure into how helping the token of Shido basically grow in price? I think that's a question the community really has. Like, people, they understand what a perpetual lending is, but they don't understand how it figures into Shido token. And if you could maybe clear that up some, that would be cool.
Yeah, right. I mean, yeah, I understand. Because now we are, because the thing is, like, if we're gonna do to be able to offer perpetuals, we need a deep liquidity. That's just how, and something that Shido, as a small cap in bear market, we cannot offer that. So we partner up with Apollo X to be able to offer that, and also offer be able to build on their order book and offer a lightning fast solution. And how the fees, we are with their fees, so we cannot integrate the Shido token into their fees, but how Shido token now connected to the perpetuals is that 30% of what we are earning on the perpetual, we do buyback and we burn it. So it's highly interconnected with Shido, because what we are earning on the perpetual side, we are doing buyback and then we burn the tokens. So so that's how it's interconnected with the Shido token. And then the other 70% goes into as revenue into the project, and is used to further to benefit the Shido token. So it's in that, so that's how it's connected. But it's not, the Shido token itself is not working as a connector these are based upon, because we are working with Apollo X, and we have to be able to offer this, level of liquidity that is needed for be able to trading perpetuals on this level. And this is just, this is Shido, all more or less doing miracles on 6 million market cap, and doing the absolute maximum of what we can do. And then how the future would hold, because we have our own platform system. So when we ourselves are having the sufficient liquidity, then we can use our liquidity for perpetuals, and then we have Shido integrated into the fee system. But we have to grow, and we have to build up a treasury to be able to do that. So so it is highly connected, I will say, the Shido token.
Yes, I would agree. I mean, at 30%, I mean, just if we're doing 200x max wins on shorts and longs, and you get 30% of revenues on all those transactions coming through for buyback and burns. The only question I had about that is like, with the buyback and burns at 30%, what would be the time frame on that? Would that be moment to moment, or daily, weekly, monthly, or?
Yes, very good. On the perpetual DEX, when we're working with Apollo, what we are agreed upon and what's working for them is that we do a weekly payout. So we are getting at the moment. I'm going to talk to them, because at the moment we have gotten weekly reports, and we are getting weekly handouts, because the handout is more or less manual from their side. It's not an automatic at this moment, and it's getting paid out to the account that we have with them. So we are accessing it. We are accessing it in the perpetual DEX in the system when the project connects the project wallet. So that's how the setup is at the moment with our partner. And what we saw, but I can talk about that because it's of high interest. And what we saw when we launched it is that we had a high volume the first 2 weeks. The first when we put it out, we were sitting at 200k volume every day, which was very good, and we had this constant activity of users every day. We was having a daily activity of over 30 traders, and we didn't do much. We announced it, and we didn't do much. And now we have seen, because now we have just focused on, and we have the main links on the website going now to the stage build of Shido. That we have not pushed every other day for the perpetuals or announced any trading competition or anything like that, because we have had this on Shido DEX, and we have not felt stressed to push the perpetuals, but we could. But we so now we have seen the go down to around 50k a day for the past 2 weeks, and that's just normal. So it's nothing strange. And now you will be able to access the perpetual side easily on Shido. It will be in the top level of the menu, and we will start to push it, and we will also do things around it, and we will get that going, but we have not, and that you can have seen, we have not actively it the latest weeks. So, but we are off to a good start, but most importantly, we have no issues, and we have basically no, how do you say, we don't have any, had any support, and it has worked flawless, no problem depositing, withdrawal, and anything like that. So we are just crazy happy of what we have achieved there, how it's coming around, and now we're going to start to build a user base around it. That's what we're going to do now going forward, entering 2023. So that's kind of how it has been the first month for Shido Perpetual, and me myself are just crazy happy of how it has the result of it.
So I have a question for you, Bjorn, on the Perpetual. You answered part of it when you answered where our volume is currently based where it was when it launched. Now, understanding with it, 30% of every transaction will eventually be going to burns on the Shido token. What time frame do you think when those burns, we'll start seeing those burns proactively happening on both ETH and BEP20? Are you thinking sometime mid this year when we start to see, steady, whether it's 50K a day, 100K a day, whatever it is? When are you going to start implementing that percentage into the burns, and when will that start actually being seen by the community? And then are you going to have a way that could be tracked, whether that's like a a weekly tally or something that you present to the community, or a transaction hash or a wallet where they can see percentages that have been gone to the burn wallet? What are you planning to implement so the community can clearly see that 30% and that time frame of when they're being burned?
Yeah, correct. I mean, now the start, the revenue has not been that much. I mean, we have had slightly over around $1,000 revenue when the volume has been low there, and I can tell you that Shido has done more buybacks than that. So basically the buyback of the token, you can say we have done 100% over what is earned from the perpetuals at start. What's going to happen now with launch is that we have a completely new fresh project wallet that is the back and burn wallet. And that wallet is automatically, connected to the DEX, collecting third of the fees, and that wallet will be open to the public to follow in real time. And that wallet will collect all the fees constantly, and we from the perpetuals we will send weekly the revenues from there to that wallet. So that's how it's going to go about and be public. And what we are after the DEX is launched, what we have set in motion with the developers, it's building a dashboard, a cool dashboard around that wallet. So you're going to be able to go to a link on Shido DEX where you have a nice interface with some statistics, and you don't have to go to BSC scan and Ether scan, because it's going to be on both Ethereum and Binance. So it's going to be awesome. So it's going to be a wallet that is on, it's going to be on both chains, because we're on two chains. But we're going to build a interface around that, so you can easily it. So this is the whole plan, and we also have a plan for this dashboard to be kind of a dashboard for the project Shido, because we're planning to have some some more wallets there and some more extensions. And especially now, because we still have the transaction tax on, we will get on the marketing wallet there also, to be able to easily show more data from the project.
So one question I do have.
So that's
that. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. We had a little lag delay. Go ahead, sir. Oh, you were good? Okay.
No.
One question following that, Bjorn, that I wanted to follow up on. So first of all, I like the fact we're going to build a dashboard. That was the word I was looking for there. So that is very clear transparency. In the meantime, the only transactions we can expect to see in this wallet, so the community is 100% clear, is going to be incoming perpetual funds to the wallet and then outgoing directly to the burn wallet. So we won't see any other transactions in that wallet, transfers or anything, minus from perpetual funds to that wallet and that wallet to the burn wallet. Correct?
What you will see what it will accumulate is Ethereum and BNB. So what you will say,
right,
of Shido, and then you will see that amount of Shido sent to the dead address.
Perfect.
And so that's what you will see, and you will see incoming Ethereum and BNB, both from the dexes, from the perpetuals, and from our aggregation protocol. That's what you will see, and nothing else.
Perfect.
It's really easy to follow. It will be easy to follow without user interface. Also, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I just want to make sure we had that clarification for the community, because some are going to ask, well, what else can we see from the wallet? So we want to make sure that they understand that the only transactions they're going to see is incoming and then outgoing to the dead wallet. The other question I have on Perpetual is a 30%. I'm assuming that it's going to be 15% BEP20, 15% ETH on every time that you do a 30% buyback and burn, right? Just splitting it down the center.
Yeah, that's the plan.
Okay.
You could say, like, say there is 100K volume on the DEX, and then there is 50K volume on the Ethereum DEX. Then you could potentially, say that the back and burn should on the Binance Smart Chain. But that's not it 50-50, because it's also, you don't know who is doing the volume, if it's holders or if it's just random people, or whatever it is. What's important what is important statement from Shido is that we care about both chains equally much, so they get equal support, and where that income come from, it's not as relevant as showing this equality and support for both smart contracts that we have. So it's going to be 50-50.
Excellent. Arno, anything else you'd like to add or questions on Perpetual? Go ahead. You're good.
Yeah, Bjorn, thank you. You went above and beyond the Call of Duty of addressing every single issue in the framework of the Perpetual and how Shido tokens going to figure together. So that was exactly what I was looking for. And Valhalla, good follow up on that dashboard issue. That was pretty important too. It's all good stuff there, guys. The next questions I have are more of a consumer issue with the iOS and the state of affairs with that, and also what's going on with the Master and Visa card right now. I think the community is kind of wants to get a little bit more information about what's going on with those two situations.
Yeah, I heard the second one, which is the MasterCard. No, first of all, I want to say quickly about the dashboard. There is a couple of other projects out there I don't have to mention who, that has Dexes, that also has these dashboards that are really good. And having a transparency dashboard like that, where you can track what the hell is going on with the financials, that's pretty crucial to big investors. It's vital almost, because it takes you from, shady crypto to, you provide a feed to serious investors with full transparency what's going on. So for me, that is very important. Long term, growing bigger, show numbers. It will be other companies, private companies. There you might even public companies. It's different around the world, but in Sweden it's every quarter you do a report. Now we can report real time every day, and it's just the dashboard. I'm just saying it will come. It's important, and it will be crucial for big investors and everybody, not just big investors, the whole community, everybody looking at the project. So yeah, so that's good. We're gonna get in as much data as we can. Basically, it's not just gonna be here. You can look at the burn and an income for the burn. We're gonna get as much as we can in there. Yeah, exactly. Shido Mastercard, and it has been pinned and it has been mentioned. What we are waiting for at this exact moment is the KYB for the US bank, the know your business. Our application to the US bank is what we are waiting for, and it's just, first, they are just usually slow. It takes over a month, and secondly, it has been increased like that, so it has been they have not been really in full work speed, the past 2 weeks. So that's the one we're waiting for. On Thursday morning, 9 a.m. UTC, I have a meeting with the partner at this. We are planning on rolling out anyhow and launch without the US bank, which would mean that we lose a couple of countries that the US bank covers. Unfortunately, and obviously then North America, and it's also some in South America, and majority is with the UK bank. So I have a meeting on Thursday morning, and we're gonna discuss that then and plan for a launch. So because all the integration, the web-based system, all of that is complete. So it's the KYB there with the bank that has been slow. So that's exactly where we're at. So we are in a good position, and we are more or less, ready in the starting blocks. But it's just the classic formality there that is being a holdup. What was the first question?
The second question was going to be the situation with the iOS from Apple, and we've all been waiting patiently for that one. So if you can go ahead and shed a little light on what's going on with that.
Yeah. We have been crazy patient. Always polite, and yeah, I can get you the latest. I dropped actually a screenshot in the chat, because what I want to be very clear here. The wallet is approved. Shido as a company and project and legit business is approved. What the latest guidelines for Apple is that when you are dealing with fiat to crypto or crypto to fiat, they consider it in the guidelines as an exchange operation, which you need a license for, just as Binance need a license to operate a country. But this is not something Shido is doing, so it's a third-party widget that is integrated into Shido wallet. So the new guideline that we need to provide documents that the authority to use this widget, which we have done, And what they also have demanded now is that we are handing in the licenses also that Mercurio has, to show that they can operate in all countries. I handed in the licenses they had and the licenses number, all the numbers, and then we got approved for 5 countries first, and then it was 10 countries they added when I talked to them. So it was 5 countries first, and that was the countries where Mercurio had offices in. But hey, look, yeah, they have offices there, but there are these licenses that each of branch is having that covers the near geographical area. So it's not just where they have offices, it's this license. And then I had to provide even more documents to show they operate worldwide. And now I have done that. So now, after the latest conversation with them, I see I don't see any issues anymore. The funny thing was, Mercurio are big, by the way. They are working with Binance. They are working with Nexus, which is the biggest crypto lender. They are huge, and they have their own application and wallet on App Store. I mean, I find it a little bit odd because it's like I have to spell it out for Apple. I mean, if they have an app they have improved, meaning Apple have approved that company. I mean, 1 + 1 is 2. I don't really understand. And I talked to Mercurio today, and I was like, look, how can you assist me in this matter? Because this is the situation now. This is the latest. And they were just mind blown. They were like, what the hell is going on with your application? Because usually you just have to write this. And then he gave me a sentence. And I was like, look, bro, this sentence isn't enough anymore. We need, hardcore docs. And he was like, okay, then you need to send in this and this, because this is all our legal. This is our full, legal documents. So I handed that in and to Apple, and also stated, that this is coming from their, legal team and all that. So now it's just it's all there. It's all there. So it shouldn't be any problem. But you know what? Because the thing is, we are integrating Alchemy Pay and Transact now. That is coming in as fiat gateways solutions into Shido Wallet. Worst case, if we get too tired of this dance, we could just, for the iOS version, we just disable Mercurio. And then we use Alchemy Pay and Transact instead, which is exactly the same and works exactly the same. And then we have that and are up and running. And it wouldn't even be, a downgrade of anything. And then we hand in, because Transact is 100% approved, because they are basically in all DeFi wallets, and the Alchemy Pay are huge. So, do that. So it's not like I am in some sort of panic. I just want it to get published, and if there is any issues, Shido has solutions ready to just solve it. So I'm not stressed, not tired of it either, but I'm just like, okay, I just want to get up there.
Yeah, you want to get the application launched. I mean, the community's been very patient. I think the clarification is helping, because a lot of what you're hearing is people of like, oh, well, it's just not getting approved on Apple. That's not the case. There's a lot of legal loopholes that Shido has to go through. Now, one question I do have, or actually a couple here. First of all, regarding to the Visa MasterCard, Dental Solution would like to know how many countries will be covered with the UK bank if decided to launch without the USA bank. So if you can touch on that real quick.
Yeah, very. Yeah, real quick first. I see that in chat, and I know, people like Shido is kind of a hot commodity with a lot of buy pressure and a lot of exposure, and the other of course want to take any chance they get to throw some sort of FUD on Shido. But I have dropped an official email from Shido, from Apple, Apple Corporation, that Shido is approved in this and this and these countries. So saying that we are not approved by Apple, that is just a lie, because I've even dropped screenshots. So that doesn't make any sense for me. But I hope we get it sorted now. It could come any moment. Yeah, regarding that questions, very good. I will know exact countries on Thursday morning, but I know it's for sure North America, and then there is several countries in South America that is covered by the US bank. So that I know, but I don't, and I know that the absolute majority of the countries available is covered by the UK bank. So this is what I know, but I can say for certain that it's US, Canada, Mexico will fortunately not be available unless we have the US bank. But I provide the list on Thursday.
Perfect. I have a couple more on the card and a couple more on the wallet. One that I wanted to spell while I've got you here was one, as we know, everyone wants to try to fund a project that is succeeding, which is a good indicator, because when you have haters, you're doing something right. That's the age-old saying. But the one that I keep hearing over and over again is, in the terms and conditions of the Shido wallet, it does talk about third-party KYC that will hold your information. We have repeatedly stated, especially on our live streams, that Shido wallet and all of our utilities are non-custodial, meaning that you aren't KYCing to Shido. We're not holding your prudent information. It's the third party, such as Mercurio or any fiat on and off ramp or the Visa MasterCard banks, that you have to KYC to, that hold your information, obviously for countrywide legal stipulations. Can you once and for all squash the continued question that Shido wallet holds consumer information?
Yeah, of course, we are not storing any data whatsoever, and there is not even a possibility to us. I mean, we don't have that. I mean, it's not existent. The function is not existent, and the KYC that is done to Mercurio, that is solely to Mercurio. We have nothing to do with that, and we don't have a dude sitting and watching passports and writing that down. That's just absurd. No, we're not storing data whatsoever regarding our users. And how can you show that? I mean, you cannot show something that's not existing. It's just we are not doing that. It's 100%, and I said that on record, loud and clear, accountable for it.
Well, maybe
you don't have to, because anyway. So no, we're not.
I was going to say, maybe a suggestion, Bjorn, that we could add in the next rolling update for both the iOS and Android wallet is, in the TOS, a statement from Shido Finance that clearly states, we are non-custodial. We do not hold any KYC information for Shido Finance. All required KYC is through our third-party applicants. Maybe if we added something directly into the TOS that states that is coming officially from Shido Finance, saying we are not holding KYC information. I think that would go a long way to dispelling it, because I think what it comes down to is a lack of understanding and communication from worldwide adoption of Shido, right? There's going to be language barriers, there's going to be understanding barriers, or there's just frankly people who don't understand KYC third-party vendor application. They might view it, read that full TOS and go, oh no, Shido's saving my information, when it's the exact opposite. So I think maybe if we add something in the terms and conditions that just clarifies that small paragraph, that would probably solve a lot of that continued rhetoric that we're hearing. So a suggestion for you, if that's something you guys would consider adding.
We can have it up in 2 hours actually on the TNCs.
That would be amazing. I personally would appreciate that because I get the question all the time. We have one here.
Yeah, it's good. We're gonna get it up because I didn't know it was I didn't know that was not really clear. We can have it in bold also, and we can have it on top.
That would be amazing.
So it's loud and clear. Yeah, that's no problem.
Awesome. I really appreciate hearing that from you. Gigawatts just had a suggestion, and I think you touched on this right here. He said, what about using Alchemy Pay to get approved on Apple, then adding Mercurio afterwards so that we only would be on an added update? And I think, Gigs, I think that's what Bjorn was saying, is that if we continue this round with Mercurio and Apple, he's just going to do it through that option and then bring Mercurio online once Apple's satisfied with the paperwork, which I think would be a great way too.
That's what is exactly what I said. If there is any sort of issues, at least even sneeze, then we remove it and we do Transact and Alchemy Pay, and we add Mercurio afterwards, because now we have done absolutely everything that's in our power.
And then Rex does say it's already in the Google Play permissions where it says no data collected, no data stored. I still think we need to add it to the TOS. So let's do that. But I also like the fact that it is there in the Google Play. But a lot of people don't play Google Play. They click a button, download, open the wallet. They don't read any of that. So, but I do appreciate that as well. The other question that I had, and I know Arno's got some more, so I'm going to fork it back over. But I wanted you to dive in a little bit, because when you talked about your application for the MasterCard for the United States, what exactly goes into that approval process? So what documents is Shido Finance having to put forth to the U.S. bank? And then, if you don't mind me asking, for a clarification on financials, what are we paying to get that partnership? To be able to have that bank permanently host that MasterCard and those countries for Shido. If you can kind of shed some light on that, just so there's clarification for the community on exactly what you're having to put forth to get that KYB so they approve us and will host that card.
We have not exactly the payment in the down, the payment in advance. We have done one bigger payment in advance, and that payment was done in November. And our partner, we are having kind of a revenue sharing where Shido is getting the majority and our partner a part of the revenue that the whole operation will make. And that is also in the sort of payment. And what Shido has provided to the US bank is, it's full documents company of the owner, which is me, and all these classic documents is handed to the bank, and then it's our partner is doing the communication with the bank. So we leave to our partner, and I have to personally sit directly to the US bank. That our partner handles that for us, and they are professional, and they have helped other projects, not just crypto projects. Companies also. There's a lot of companies, traditional companies that have provide payment cards for both customers and employees and things like that. They are also business. That's how it is set up, how it looks when we are building that.
Okay, and then so two-part question here, one for me and then one from a holder. We have a holder that's asking, any idea what the card tier limits will be in the holded amount of Shido. So basically, I think what he's asking is like, let's say if he wants the 24 karat gold plated card, how much Shido will he have to hold for that X amount of time in staking to receive the card? Have you decided on those tier amounts yet?
Right now, the amounts are in US dollars, and the reason we have not converted it to a fixed Shido amount is we wanted a little bit to see where the market cap was. But what's going to happen now is that I'm going to convert the US dollar amount to a fixed amount in Shido, and then that will be clearly stated on the website, and that is something that should be done as soon as possible. So I'm going to make sure it's done today, and then you can forget about the US dollar amount. It will be a fixed amount in Shido, so it cannot fluctuate then over time either.
Okay, perfect. And then the last one I have for me regarding the U.S. banks, because obviously I'm a U.S. citizen, so it does directly affect me and my ability to utilize the card, is in the event, let's just say hypothetically that we run into a roadblock with the current U.S. bank and there's a denial or they just decide to not move forward, do we have a backup bank in mind already planned so we can continue to move forward with coverage in the U.S. and South American countries?
We don't need a backup plan because a backup bank. We will apply with another company form, another company. That's what we will do. If they have any, and if they have any saying regarding the Shido company, then we will apply with another company. And I have talked to the partner about that also, and they said like, yeah, that you can do because. If that's the case, then we do that. They said so. We have a backup plan already. It's just that they are a little bit slow because,
Bjorn, everything in my country is slow. Don't feel bad. So.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Shido is their super highest priority at maybe they have that thing, if a big US client comes knocking on the door, okay, let's put the Shido papers on the side for a while. I understand the hierarchy here.
Yeah, well, what I would say is the U.S. loves money, so anything that's going to bring them money is usually at the front of their line. So I would expect to see us on that front of the line. With that, I think I've got the ones I have at the moment. Arno, anything you'd like to add on the Visa MasterCard, sir?
No, I'd like to go ahead and shift gears now to staking. Actually, it's a several-fold question I have for you, Bjorn, if you don't mind answering these. The community is really wondering, okay, when are we going to have staking within the wallet? And two, they also have questions on why block rewards are different on BNB than they are on the Ethereum side. And also, too, in what way, I've heard questions presented to me. I'm trying to find out what the best way to ask this, but in what way does staking amount to appreciating the price of Shido? This is the question that was submitted to me.
What we for the reward that we wanted to offer APR, we wanted to offer the same, more or less the same on Ethereum and Binance Smart Chain, and there has been a lot more stakers on Binance Smart Chain, so we had to offer higher rewards per block to accommodate a decent APR, and still the APR was higher on Ethereum because there were less staker, even though the rewards per block was higher on Binance Smart Chain. We just wanted to make a bit more fair for the individual take a decent amount and shouldn't be it shouldn't be affected by if the other users stake here, the other users that stake, which chain they come from. So we looked at it that way instead. So that's regarding that staking. What was the other question? Sorry.
Oh, that's all right. You have no reason to apologize. The other part of that question is, when can we expect to have staking within the wallet? And when that takes place, how would that affect the price of the token going forward? Did you guys hear me?
Yeah, you still with us there, Bjorn?
Yeah,
I'm not sure
I want to expand a little bit regarding. Yeah, I hear you. No, I want to explain a little bit. You hear me? Yeah, I wanted to expand the explanation a bit regarding staking in the wallet to also include the DEX, because and also the situation of the DEX, because there's been now a little bit like Shido has, they have had a little bit of tight deadlines. Now we build delays and we're seeing sell-off due to it and things like that. It's only 4th of January, so it's not like other projects where you see that where they come out and they say like, hey, that's going to be in the next quarter or something like that. It's we have
Yeah, Bjorn, we're losing you, so give it just a moment. I might recommend having you leave stream and come back, see if that refreshes your quality, because you're lagging just a little bit. I'm not sure if you caught that or not. If you wanna exit and then come back in, that usually refreshes StreamYards, and it might fix your connection for you there. So while Bjorn is adjusting this here, we'll give him a few moments, guys. Keep the questions coming in the community. I really appreciate seeing the engagement from everybody. Thank you for all 21 of you, bright and early in your time tuning in to me and Arno. We do greatly appreciate having you here. Sorry we're having some technical difficulties this evening, but we will work through them. In the meantime, keep bringing those questions to Shido Queen. I do have Telegram chat pulled up on my PC as well, so I am moderating and watching in the channel as well. Any questions that need answered, I will definitely address those as well. So we'll, while we're giving Bjorn a moment there, getting that all squared away, I wanted to bring up one here real quick from Grant, and I'm just going to answer this one myself. Or Gert, sorry. So Gert says, what if the financial system of the West collapses because the Fed released their digital dollar for testing, and they will decide how much DUSD is worth later? So my question for you on that one, Gert, is that it's not going to happen. So the Western financial system cannot collapse because the entire world is dependent upon the Western financial system. However, the financial USD that's coming out that they are beta testing is going to be kind of like Tether or USDT. It's going to be a peg one-to-one to the US dollar. So it's not going to have any direct financial implications in the realm of DeFi. It is basically going to be another governed peg for your exit from crypto to fiat is what they're looking to do with that solution. And we're going to go ahead and bring Bjorn back in.
Okay, you got it. I was gonna chime in with that one.
No worries, Bjorn. No worries. Bjorn, how's your connection, buddy? You doing better?
I think I have a better.
All right. All right, you're looking better there. So, Arno, if you want to ask that question one, you're fine, man. We'll work through it. If you want to ask that question one more time for him, and then we'll get that clear response from Bjorn. Arno, the mic is yours.
Yeah, the only question I had was about the staking. It was about when we're going to, when we have staking.
No, I can elaborate. Yeah.
We hear you. We hear you, Bjorn. You're good.
The staking in the okay, great. Firstly, I want to say I could elaborate on the DEX a little bit, and where we are with the DEX now, because it's like I said in the AMA last week. We have Ethereum mainnet and Binance Smart Chain mainnet integrated. We have the simple swap mode working, so we could launch that now, and that was the original plan. But now we're finishing advanced swap mode, aka classic mode. I really want that also on the launch because it makes the launch better, and we are launching it full on with much more features, much better promoting, and it's basically just days extra. That's that situation we're at, and the advanced mode of the DEX is we're ready this week. So it's going to be awesome. That's the major launch. The biggest launch going over to mainnet is the biggest we have done so far. It's the biggest build also. So it's just super bullish. What will happen after that is a long liquidity protocol where it's going to move. So when that is fully audited by Hacken and it's and the pools are up and running and are 100% secure, then we take those into the wallet, and the staking is going to be there, and it's going to be in the wallet. So that's that's what's happening right now. The nearest weeks, and yeah, regarding staking in general, why is there no staking at the moment? For me, it has been too much issues with user interface and functionality of the staking we have had with OGL. And I know the dev there, he's a guy that has worked in the past, but now there's another staking contract we're using and seeing some issues. And so we decided we change partner, and so we are working with a new partner now. So new pools are coming up. The problem is we wanted to, launch that before New Year's, and the developer there, he traveled and was out partying over New Year's, and now they came back and spoke to him yesterday, and he was like, "Yeah, now the team is." Now the team is back, so we're going to finalize your pools, and you are the highest priority. We put it on urgent, but they had worked up to their neck, so it should just come any second. And then the new staking pools with the new partner and new user interface, which is way better. So we thought it just was a good move. And this new staking that we put up, it will just keep going. Have the Shido DEX staking when then that is up and running. So this is yeah. So that's what's going on with that.
Awesome. I have a question on the decks from the community member, and I think Arno's probably got some more on staking too there. So a while back we talked about how the DEX was going to have a built-in burn mechanism, very similar to what's going to happen with blockchain. My question is, what is the percentage that's going to be burned on the buy and sell transactions on the DEX, and what is the time frame of implementation on that once we go mainnet? If you can answer that for the community, because I know there's been a few kind of curious on that.
Oh, sorry. There was a little bit of a. I didn't hear. There was when the question came, it was
it's okay.
Connection issue.
It's okay. I can go ahead and I can relay. Can you hear me? Okay.
Yeah.
Can you hear me? Okay, Bjorn. Okay. So the question was, with the DEX, we know that there will be a burn mechanism built into the DEX. The question for the community is, what is the percentage of the burn? Is it on buys and sales? And is that going to be implemented when the DEX goes live? Or is that coming shortly after we go from testnet to mainnet?
And no, the burning and the percentage of burning of the revenue upon launch, we instantly gonna buy back and burn tokens from the revenue. There's because we're gonna have an instant revenue stream come, and we're gonna take 30% of it, and we're gonna buy back tokens and burn them. And,
so we're doing
30%. That's what's going to happen. It's not going to be like, yeah, we're going to get that going in March. No. It's just
okay. Sorry, I think we had a delay. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to walk on you there. So you're doing 30% from both the Perpetual and 30% from the DEX, or just 30% total from all revenue?
30% from the perpetuals and 30% on the revenue from the DEX, the swap. That's when we're gonna buy back and burn, and that's what we are doing now for the perpetual, and we will do it upon launch for the DEX. You know, this is important. This is the mechanism. This is a mechanism that is very important for the price action. So this is going straight away upon launch. There is no waiting for that.
Well, I understand that, but that almost sounds like you're saying 60% is going to be burned. You're taking 30% from the DEX and 30% from the perpetual of revenue, and then you're burning that. Am I hearing that correct?
It's 30% in total, but you know, I see them as two separate entities.
Okay.
And so it's 30% from that entity and 30% from that entity.
Okay. So 30% total. Okay. Thank you. Because for a moment there, I was like, you're burning 60% on this already constrained supply. Holy crap. 30% makes more logical sense. Okay, cool. So that answers that. Arno, what do you got? All right, there you go.
Yeah, Bjorn. So I just want to go back to the staking for a moment here. So you're saying that we are going to have staking, because we're going to have staking in the wallet coming up soon. And right now, the staking pools that we have right now with OKLOD, we're getting away from that going forward. You guys hear me?
Yeah, I hear you just fine, Arno. I'm not sure if Bjorn looks like he might be frozen there. He might be having a technical issue. We'll give him a couple seconds.
Frozen.
Yeah, he's frozen. We'll give him a couple seconds there. There he is. He's back with us. Bjorn, are you back with us, sir?
Did you hear me, Bjorn?
Yeah, I hear. Yeah, I don't know what's going on today.
All right, froze again. Now he's back.
Hey Arno, you got like a clicking noise going on there, buddy. If you can kind of cancel that out a little bit. But go ahead and ask that question one more time there, and I think Bjorn's back with us. He should be able to hear it clearly.
Yeah, just to clarify, we're not LG anymore, and we're going to have staking in the wallet coming up down the line, and those premiums in the staking award could be expected to go up as life of the Shido Dex and wallet Shido. Am I understanding that right?
Where the staking rewards gonna come from?
No, just knowing that we're not going to have OKLG as the third-party staking pool for us anymore, and that we're going to have the staking pools being integrated to the wallet. And then once we have that, we'll have staking rewards, and that was expected to go up in time as that gets realized. I was trying to figure out if that was you were breaking up when you were your explanation. I didn't quite get all of it, so I'm trying to get better understanding.
I'm not sure what's going on with my internet really. I have trouble hearing, but if I understood correctly, we're done with OKLG. We're not going to use them anymore, and we're going to work with a new partner until our own liquidity protocol is up and running, and then we're going to use that, and we're going to have all the staking in-house, and it's going to be in-house in the wallet also. But you're going to be able to access it through the D app also, Shido Dex, of course. You don't have to use Shido wallet to be able to stake. And I mean, in terms of rewards, at the moment, we're going to make sure that there is a cent reward for diamond hands, which is pending around 15% to 25%. And we are putting up now at start. We are putting up that amount ourselves, but then it's going to be from the revenue of the DEX, so it's going to be sustainable. So it's going to be apart from the revenue of that is going to pay for the staking. So it's going to be dividend. I mean, it's going to be revenue sharing to the holders that flows straight back to the holders, and you know that amount, that percentage amount, we have not set. You know, it's 10% or 20% or 30%. It depends a little bit. You know, it can fluctuate. It's more that it should be a decent amount for diamond hands that stake, and if that is 10% or if it's 20%, it can, you know, the volume can fluctuate in the market and in the DEX. So I think we need to be flexible there to make sure that sometimes it can be a higher percentage and sometimes it can be a little bit lower percentage. But what's most important is that we are sharing revenue and handing out dividends to the stakeholders, which are Shido holders, and we make sure that the APR is decent at all times. So that's, you know, the strategic ID, or, you know, plan.
All right, sounds wonderful. I can't wait to get my hands on that bad boy. Do you have any time frame? I think we can expect the next staking pool to go live.
Time frame for staking, that should be today at latest. Should have been yesterday. And time frame for Shido decks, we have the advanced mode getting finalized this week. And then we're moving to launch. We need to test it first properly to see that everything is okay. Maybe we could launch end of this week, but now I'm getting a little bit. People don't like me to say things and then it doesn't come true. So I'm just saying that we're finalizing the advanced mode, and after that we're good to go. So stay tuned for an announcement. When it's ready, it's ready. And there will be a huge launch, and there will be a massive amount of marketing, and it will just be crazy good for Shido. And the mechanism will start, revenue will start. So there is a lot that's coming into motion with the launch of the decks.
So we have
right.
we have one. Oh, sorry, Arno, real quick. I'm just going to answer this one for Gert real quick. He's asking about the Apple Wallet. It says, if this is the beta wallet, he understands that, but he says, will it affect my crypto in there if Apple refuses to put it in the App Store? No. All of your assets, Gert, are on the blockchain. The wallet only mirrors the blockchain and shows your assets. So you are perfectly fine. You don't have to worry about Apple denying the wallet. The wallet is coming. It is just a matter of finalizing these small details that Bjorn has so elegantly addressed this evening. So don't worry about it. You are good to go. Arno, back over to you, sir.
All right. Really, my last question is this is my baby right here. This is my thing I love talking about the most. Shido Chain, Bjorn. If you could address from a developer standpoint as well as a holder standpoint, what is going to be the main driving force that will push the price of Shido token upward? Not just from people holding the token, but also from developers building the apps on the blockchain, and what that means for that entire ecosystem when that gets going and fully flushed out.
I mean, first of all, and I had a meeting yesterday with the two lead developers of our blockchain, and we were talking about the tokenomics of the of Shido Chain, and we were talking about having an amount that gets burned on each transaction token, and that is something that we are looking to implement, and that will be, I mean, that will be huge, because it will be I mean, the supply will constantly reduce, and it will just drive the price up. And so that is a one special feature of Shido Chain that is really cool. And then there are some other things that went down in the meeting. Initially, we wanted to build an application-based chain, because you could a little bit more complex dApps on it, but that becomes more of a niche chain, because you kind of adjust the blockchain to specific needs. So we are not going to do that. We will have a smart contract based blockchain, which is the most common people know. So it will be this will be Solidity, exactly as Binance Smart Chain and Ethereum, and it will be contract based, and it will be mostly it will have the lowest barriers in crypto, because it will have the most compatibility in crypto. We will be compatible with all EVM environments, and we will be compatible with all blockchains in the Cosmos ecosystem through the EBC protocol, and we will also be compatible with all dApps in the Cosmos ecosystem, where we not only they can easily migrate, but we can also value share in between, and also joint liquidity. So the compatibility is, for me, crucial driving the adoption, because the barriers to enter is going to be minimum. So that is just important from the start, from the get-go, how to get it going. And then you know, then what it will happen, it will be about getting development onto the chain and reason to come onto the chain. And here's where we are starting not only a program, we are starting a whole entity that's sole purpose is working on that. And we want, you know, we have a partnership now with King Finance, and they are coming on Shido Chain, integrating Shido Chain, and the tier 1 exchange now that we are working with, we're gonna get that into the contract that they will integrate Shido Chain to the exchange also, so they support it. And then so so we are already on this where we are driving development on to and the projects and the developers coming on Shido Chain and develop on it, they, you know, they have a need for the native currency. So that's just equal to a higher demand of Shido, getting users that needs the native currency. It's all about that. And also what I want to say is, because it comes down to also, you know, why Shido Chain is not going to be a chain at the corner of crypto that collects dust. You know, why are you gonna get on it? You know, and I have said that you know, many times, that there are several reasons for how it completely considered. Because first of all, if you compare it straight up to some competitors like, you know, Binance Smart Chain, which is too centralized and, in my opinion, not that fast either. And then you have Ethereum, which is secure, super slow, and then also how it has been, you know, because you had Solana, they came, and you had Avalanche, they came, and you have a few of these, and they were supposed to be the Ethereum killers, and you know, they wasn't compatible with EVM environments because they had a better product, so they was gonna, you know, they was gonna get all the users and development moving from Ethereum, and then Ethereum is just gonna die. That was just kind of the narrative they had, and that didn't happen. And what's happening now in you know, in other blockchains, that we see that the race is about to have EVM compatibility, where Solana is getting that, and a couple of others also are building EVM, so they are compatible with EVM environments, because that's, for me, that's, you know, some sort of future where the interconnection is going to be crucial, because it's going to be the value sharing between chains. That's for me the future, and that's a starting you know, a starting ID we have with Shido Chain is the compatibility and you know, low entry barriers, so we easily can drive as much adoption as possible. And also, if you look at, you know, Solana, you know, it's down 97%, but that's a lot due to FTX. But you can see also it's important with the decentralization, because when you have these VC companies sitting of so much tokens, you can see 1inch, for instance, also they are down 87% this year. And you know, you have these, you see in their announcements how they raised $10 million, $5 million, $10 million, and these are not charities. You know, these are people that getting 1inch tokens in exchange for the money. And then when you see the unlock schedule of the 1inch tokens, it's just a constant massive dumping on retail of 1inch tokens, and you see it's down 87%. And you know, it's basically an ATM for the holders that the retail is paying for it. You got to be very careful what you invest in, because, and you also see, like CZ Binance said, you know, where you have the actual market cap, and then 100% higher is the fully diluted. Where are all these tokens? When are they coming on the market? Who is having them? And all these questions. And here, Shido, it's very important to point out the decentralization because everything's circulating. So and that's very important for the price action and the security of the token management and how we can hold up long term, because it's evident it doesn't really matter if Solana is a hell of a blockchain with a lot of activity and development, because due to the centralization of the holders and the token management, it's plummeted anyway. That's how important that part is, and we are really aware of this from the start, and so yeah, and we can talk about all these things forever and Shido Chain and how we will work with it, but it's very early stage because we are building the stage net now, so it's super early phase, and we're gonna do announcements now in January of big things coming and how we're gonna move forward, and then just a lot of things unfold surrounding the blockchain, but it's gonna be major. That's one thing that is for sure.
Right, it's amazing. Sounds all 100%. I just want to, before I ask my next question, I want people in the community to realize, I've been stressing this. Remember, Bjorn just said it here live. If you didn't catch that, developers will have to have the token to be able to build and have their transactions prioritized along the blockchain. Remember, that is a vital component of what's going to happen with Shido Chain going forward. So my next question is about the airdrops. We talked about this, Bjorn, in the private messages. We had a idea that there was going to be a 1-to-1 airdrop for as many Shido tokens that you held. Once Shido Chain goes live, you would get SHI-20 tokens, 1-to-1 airdrop to your wallet. If you can go ahead and clear up what that is all about, and what the wheel allotment and how that will be dispersed.
Yeah, there are a few airdrops, and first of all, I want to point out that it's not any new minting of tokens. It does not inflate Shido. It's the project that gives back as a reward to the community and to the people that contribute, because the airdrops is rewards for contribution. Because we had, for instance, the Shido Diamond NFT, that funds raised went straight to development of Shido Chain and a development bill based, and what we are giving back then is an airdrop of SHI-20 tokens, and that is a reward that's coming from the project back to the holders of the Shido Diamond NFT. And so the Shido Diamond NFT is a good investment because you get airdrop, able to stake it now, and you can also potentially sell it on the secondary market. So there is a lot of upside to it. So that is regarding that one. And then regards of the incubation program, we have constantly taken snapshots of the holders list of Shido, and everybody that's basically have hold tokens for a long time will be airdropped SHI-20 tokens, but it's not going to be, me and Arne talked about, it's not going to be 1-to-1, so you double your bag. You're gonna be airdropped this amount, and the reason we have not got out with that amount is if we go out with an amount now, and then we 100x from here, then that amount will be crazy much. So we are waiting a bit with announcing how many tokens it's going to be. But we will see. We could announce a US dollar amount also. That we could do. So this about the airdrops, and then we had the that is for the and then we have the Shido coin, which is that I talked about. Sorry, I mixed them up. Diamond and coin. The diamond one is it's an airdrop that comes in Shido token, 100 days from the minting of the NFT, and it doesn't matter who the wallet that holds the NFT is gonna get the airdrop, and it's gonna be in Shido token for holding the NFT a long while. So that is also just a reward. Sorry, the thing is the clock is 6 in the morning now, so I actually need to go. I hope.
Hey, no worries, okay. Bjorn. Yeah, can I squeeze in 2 last sections real quick with quick responses from you? Because I know we had some of the community that were curious, and then I will let you get on out of here. Oh. We'll give him a moment. It is 6 in the morning. So I have a couple questions for him that I'm going to touch on briefly. And then, yes, we are going to let Bjorn get on out of here because he does have a social life to deal with. And it is 6 a.m. his time in Sweden. Guys, I do appreciate everyone with your questions tonight. What we don't have time for here, me and Arno will get some additional information from Bjorn, and we will bring that to you next Tuesday. And we will ensure that if there are any other lagging questions, we also get them answered in the upcoming AMA this Thursday. But if we have a moment with Bjorn, I'm going to touch on 2 more sections.
Now, it's a shame he has to go. I wanted to talk about validators. That's really big.
We'll get to validators on Thursday. We'll make sure validation is answered in Thursday morning's AMA. But yeah, it's as Shido Queen said, it's called dad mode. Excuse me. Oh man. But it's been a very informative stream tonight though. And very, very, very happy that Bjorn joined us and answered the questions, and I feel like we got quite a few of those answered. Well, it looks like Bjorn might not be able to hang out for those 2 sections, so that's okay.
Yeah. I just wanted to make sure that I tried to answer questions that I pretty much would, I've been seeing people, having concerns about, how's the blockchain going to figure in all this, and where's the iOS? Like, the man just gave it to you, people, straight up. Rewatch the video if you missed any of this. Everything that I've been talking about, why the token matters, why it's going to go up in price because of utility stress, and nowhere in the soliloquy by Bjorn did you hear him talking about exchanges and people holding the token. It was all about utility stress and price squeezing. That I've been this price squeeze. Everything is based on utility stress. That's why you're going to be rich, ladies and gentlemen. Not financial advice, but kind of.
Well, and I'll touch on that too, because the community does have questions in regards to exchanges, and I'm going to touch briefly on that because that was one point I wanted to get with Bjorn actually. And understand, guys, when we're talking about we don't want the focus to be on exchanges. The reason for that is because this project, what it's doing is solving the issues of reliance upon exchanges. Now, there's nothing wrong with the top exchanges, and as Bjorn and Hans has very clearly articulated, we will get on the top tier 1 exchanges. Now, why is that important? I would say in my response to that, exposure. Top tier exchanges do not guarantee volume. They do not guarantee holders. They do not guarantee anything more than your token is listed on their exchange. Now, what guarantees price action is execution. Execution on delivery of utilities and doing what no other project has done, which is exactly what Shido Finance is doing. So in my honest opinion, the exchange we're about to get listed on, that is in the works, is huge. It's a huge move for Shido. It's a move showing the validity of the project, showing that we are here to stay, that we are a serious project, also opening the door to those investors who are maybe afraid of decentralization and want to stay centralized a little bit. Maybe they only buy on exchanges. Well, let's give them that opportunity, right? Let's give them the opportunity to be able to do just that. However, let's still do what we are doing here, which is building a decentralized financial ecosystem that solves the biggest dilemma out there, which is not your keys, not your crypto. For me, I don't want to see any tier 2 or tier 3 exchanges. I don't. Those are money grabs. They just want your money and they'll throw you on their exchange. And if you get a little volume, great. I don't want any of that. I don't want to see anything like that with Shido. I want to see Binance, KuCoin, Crypto.com, Coinbase, Kraken, and possibly, potentially, maybe Robinhood, something along those lines. Those, or Gemini. Those 7 exchanges, I would be completely happy. Well, everyone in the world should be completely happy if you get listed on Binance. The point is, those 7 exchanges bring exposure. To me, that added exposure is important. I'm not there for assuming that that's going to skyrocket the price, because that's delusional if you think that. But getting those exchanges does open the door for those users who want centralization, who trust those exchanges, or maybe are fearful of buying on DeFi. So that's all I'm going to say on exchanges. And I feel Arno would agree with that statement.
Oh, absolutely. I think, and I was, if you go and listen to Hans Dallas's comments, it's really more about just liquidity and having opportunities for arbitrage. I mean, they're not doing this just for a social event. They're doing this because it's going to get money coming in from alternate sources. I mean, make no mistake about it. They're targeting ones because they want to get more liquidity going into the ecosystem. Plus, for us as holders, it's a good opportunity for arbitrage outside the DeFi space, going to centralized exchanges. Going forward, though, with it, tonight's AMA, man, to me, this is the definitive AMA right now, because we basically just about covered every single major aspect of this big monster that he's created, from the wallet information and everything it comprises, how the token figures into it, what staking is going to do. Because remember, we tackle concerns that are going to be for the community. There are things that are going on in the hood that are going to be, based for devs and things like that. But as a holder, if you want to know why Shido's going to go up, this is the AMA for you. This should be shared throughout the DeFi space right now.
I agree.
Like what that man delivered is just absolute gold. If you watch this, you're going to learn a lot. So.
No, you are, and you're spot on. It's a lot of what we have been preaching for the prior 10 episodes that we've done this podcast, that we've done this broadcast on YouTube. We've said all of these things. Now, some of these things maybe we had a little bit inaccurate, such as the one-to-one airdrop, which is why we wanted to get clarification, and now we have that. But 90% of what we've been talking about has been exactly what Bjorn has said right here tonight. And it, again, just like Arno said, it validates why this project is so important. It validates, again, why you're going to be financially free. Now, I'm not going to come on and say you're going to be a multimillionaire, because I don't know your bag size. But I do know that if you are holding 10 million tokens plus, you're in a very, very good position. Personally, I say 100 million. Get 100 million and keep stacking if you can, and you're in a damn good position. 10 million, you're golden.
And personally, I would say, even if you're holding somewhere around 900,000, you're talking about life-changing money, brother. Because you got to think, at 900,000 each of a 1 million at a dollar or above price, you're talking about hundreds of thousands of dollars up to $1 million, and then with
let's just show it. Let's show it for everybody.
And then on top of that too, It's the staking and being a validator on the blockchain that's really going to bring it home for you. And being a validator is big money. I implore anybody to go out there and look up what validation means on a blockchain. Look at the numbers that is bringing home for people on the Ethereum blockchain right now. Being a validator on the Avalanche blockchain. Go look at those numbers right now and see what those people are making, even on the low end. You know, if you're just a person who's not even holding in the top, you know, say you're in the lower 50 percentile of holders, you're still making a good chunk of change every month. A couple $100, you know, maybe 500, 600 bucks coming to your wallet every month. Who couldn't use that?
Hey, Dental asked if you do him a favor. He said, Arno, please make a short notice or statement of all the information gathered tonight and put it in the Shido Telegram channel. So if you would, when you have some time, if you would just write a brief statement of bullet points of what we covered tonight and maybe post it, and I'll make sure it gets pinned, or if you can pin it, so the community has it to look back on. But yes.
But to me, basically, short order, this is pretty much the crux of what the project would mean to an investor. I mean, from basically why the wallet matters and how the token figures into the wallet, how staking will go up by definition of the utility stress that is being caused from the cross-chain swaps and the perpetual, how everything is connected. And then once you swing over and go on the Shido chain and how that's going to factor in with, I don't remember, Bjorn, but before Bjorn left us, everything he was talking about, people, that was from the developer's point of view. He didn't even cover the topics about being a validator. I think that I
want to share a picture real quick here. So this was from Plutus Maximus. Appreciate you. And he says BTC just broke resistance on the 50-day moving average. If it holds once retested as support, this could be really big. Third time could be the charm. So if you guys look on this chart right here, you're going to see this first one right here, right? So the yellow line is your resistance line, okay? So we broke through the resistance. We had a lot of selling pressure. People were taking profit right here, right? But we still broke through the resistance. Next candle came down. We consolidated down to the second point on the resistance line. We broke it. We did have more selling pressure here, obviously. We consolidated, but if you look right here, this third candle is your charm. That is all positive buying pressure, and we broke the resistance line. Now, if that holds, that is a positive signal for Bitcoin.
Well, Valhalla, right here. I don't have all my tools with me, my doohickeys. I can pretty much eyeball test this. The support has definitely, that's a ascending support channel. That's forming.
Yes.
I'm talking about even back. If you go back to the further back end, you can see the ascending support channel that's beginning to form there. So there's a squeeze play coming. Yeah. So what's his name that posted this? What's his name? I want to give him credit. What's his name?
Plutus Maximus.
Plutus Maximus. That's a good call, man. That's some good stuff there. Because there's definitely a squeeze coming on that. No question.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and pin that, because that is something that I'd like everyone to definitely see.
Just by eyeball test. I don't even gotta put no doohickeys on it. I can just tell.
So that's good stuff, guys. You know, I've said this repeatedly, and in my opinion, I think we're in for more pain in Q1 of 2023. I think there's a potential that there's just going to be, if Bitcoin rallies, personally, what I think is going to happen, we're going to have a decent sized rally, right? It's going to get everyone really excited. They're going to think we're going to hit the bull run. What we're then going to see is we're going to see a mass amount of selling pressure that could potentially drop Bitcoin down to around 13.7. I don't see 10K. I think 13.7 is absolutely the bottom. I think at 13.7, we're going to consolidate probably through the rest of Q1 and Q2 into Q3, which is about the time that we're going to have the blockchain fully implemented. I think we're about to see the reversal around the end of Q2, maybe middle Q2, early Q3. Definitely going into Q4. I think we're in for a really good middle and end of 2023, and then into 2024. Strap your ass in the rocket, because I think it's go time.
Well, I can tell you this, as far as our project is concerned, even with all this crazy stuff and some of the small pullbacks, Like we just opened up the this month a couple days ago against that doji that I was talking about in chat. If you guys have been following that, and we're
can
just
you touch on the doji? Touch on the doji. I want the community to hear this loud and clear.
Well, what a doji pretty much is when you have a top matching the bottom over a specified period on a price chart. And what that basically means is you have an indecision on price movement. Now, you can pretty much have an idea of where the price is going if you zoom in on smaller periods, but not too small. So, like if you look at a monthly, then use your daily and your weekly and look at those price trends to see whether they're positive or negative, to see what that next doji is going to open up at as far as price movement for the longevity on that next price movement. Shido produced a doji last month in December. And then if you go into our smaller movements, you will see that we've had a constant steady uptrend. Now, usually that's followed by a price breakout in the long term on the next movement over, that being a month. So, in my opinion, the price of Shido is getting ready to break over to new levels. That's not going to be ginormous, but you're looking at about the 2 level, possibly even the 3 level before the end of the month, potentially. Now, in saying this, if you've noticed, we have not seen anything like 4 zeros and a 6, 4 zeros and a 5, 4 zeros and a 4 since what, Halloween? Maybe.
Oh,
you gotta go back to back. You haven't, and you're not going to see it because that floor has been basically priced out. We'll never see that again. I mean, people, if you didn't get it then, if you're still waiting on 4 zeros and a 4, 4 zeros and a 5,
it ain't gonna happen.
Yeah, you better get a flux capacitor and a DeLorean. And get up to 88.
Yeah,
Get
you're
your ass up
never
to
gonna
88.
see 4 zeros again.
You ain't gonna find it. So, basically, that's what a doji is, guys. It's basically an indecision when the market has come to a point where your high and your low has matched. Now you're in the middle and you're just trending for that time period. Now, the best way to judge that is to go to smaller periods to see where your trend is at. If the trend is dipping low, that's not good because that means you're going to open up that next month. It's probably going to be a bloodbath, most likely. But if the trend is good, then you're going to probably have good price movement depending on how much the market believes in what's going forward. Because remember, it's an indecision in price. It's not a bad one or a good one. It's just an indecision. But if the back end trend is positive, there's a good chance that you're looking for a good breakout. So keep in mind, this is all organic price move. This has nothing to do with the price being moved by utility stress, which is what we're all looking for. Make no mistake, we're looking for utility stress. We want to get this thing. We want to get this token moving. We want to get this token working. We want to get this token 365, settling transactions, confirming things. That's what we want. That's what's going to take us to the moon. It's not going to be brothers and sisters holding their crypto across America holding hands. That's not what's going to move the price.
And real quick, just because we have mutual investors on both sides here, of both Alcazar and Shido, I am going to share this real quick. As you guys know, I'm a moderator of both communities, so I do want to make sure that you guys also have an opportunity to take advantage of this. Give me a moment. I can't make it bigger. I do apologize. If you guys are a part of Alcazar, I'm just going to read it real quick here. Alcazar and James, the dev, has just launched a contest for 2023. It actually just started. To celebrate 2023, we are giving away over $8,000 worth of gifts. One winner will get $5,000 in USDT and a tech bundle worth $3,000, or $3,000 in USDT if you don't want the tech. Next 249 buys of 0.082 Ethereum plus participate in the contest. Good luck to everybody. No selling to enter the giveaway. Those will be disqualified. So if you sell Alcazar and then rebuy, you will be disqualified. It says it starts in 40 minutes, but that was at 9:09. It's now 9:46. So the contest officially started 6 minutes ago. Any buy of 0.082 ETH plus. So I just want to throw that out there real quick. We have a lot of people in both communities. I know you guys are all homed in on the AMA, But don't miss the opportunity to win some free cash over there in Alcazar and help support the community as well. They are fantastic. So, but no, going back with the doji, right? It's very important to understand that because that's a super bullish signal. What Arno basically is telling you guys is that there's extremely positive sentiment in the market looking at Shido, right? There's people hesitating, there's people on the sidelines wondering, but they're not wondering in a negative light. We're not in for a bloodbath. We are in for potentially a new floor. And very much like Arno talked about the 4-0 range, and you'll never see that again. I'm going to go on record telling you that we're coming close to that being a thing with the 3-0 range. There's going to be a time here real soon where it's 0.001. That time is coming, and it's coming quicker than a lot of people think. I wouldn't be surprised if we're in the 2s or 3s here before summer. Go ahead. What's up?
Do you have the ability to go ahead and put your screen on the 1 month chart so I can actually show the building?
Yeah, absolutely. Hold on.
I put some charts. I want everybody to see it.
Yeah, let me zoom in a little bit so we can try to make it bigger. All right. What indicators do you want me to put on for it? I haven't refreshed my indicators. You want MACD?
I just want you to zoom in on the previous month's candle.
Okay. Yeah, right there. That one right there.
That's all I need.
All right, hold on a second. Holy hell. You gotta realize I'm working on like a 34-inch monitor, and this is challenging. Okay, that's as big as you're gonna get from me. Jesus. Can you see it okay?
Well,
here, I'm gonna go full screen. There you go. You see it okay?
I can see it okay, but your graphics aren't representing the doji pattern the way it's supposed to be. But folks, if it wasn't so enlarged, I know, but you see how it's not showing the top and the bottom matching?
Oh well, what do you want me to change it to? Are you talking about what do you want? Bars, candles, hollow candles? What do you want?
I want you to slim the bars down so you can go ahead and get a true accurate measure of it. Because right now it's too enlarged.
Oh, okay, that's what you're wanting to see right there. I see what you're talking about. Okay, I got you.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me put back the candles. There you go. Is that better? Is that what you're wanting?
Can you zoom in on it, or is it that's as good as you're gonna get?
That's the zoomed as you're gonna get.
Okay, that's cool, right? Oh, well, I'll take that. If you guys can see that the red candle, and keep in mind, red is not bad all the time, people. But if you look there closely, you have your top and your bottom matching. Well, it's supposed with the charts that I have, it was, but it's not showing well for his for whatever reason. That's neither here nor there. The point is that if that built up with a positive price trend preceding it, means that the next month over, there's a good potentiality for a price breakout, and you already start to see us. We've already matched that bottom right there against the previous now, and now we're climbing up right now on the month, right now on the candle furthest to the right. That's what I was getting at. So even though we had our indecision candle on the previous month, now we're opening up this month right now, and we're already starting to show some positive price action. Even though we're in a bit of a consolidation period. It's not a guarantee, but it's a good sign. So keep it. This is all just based. This is all organic. This is just the market deciding, hey, I better get behind this. Should I do it? Should I get in? And usually when you get like that and you have a ascending channel as we do, usually the price output is going to be doing good in the long term for the next period.
Absolutely.
So we show cool.
Absolutely. No, all good stuff, all very informative stuff tonight. The only other thing that I wanted to get some time in on, and I will ask on Thursday, is kind of where we are on the Shido games. I know, that's not for us. That's not something we're super concerned with because we're utility focused. But there is a section in here that does love the gaming aspect and are wanting more info on that as well. So we will work to get more information from Bjorn and Bacco on where exactly we are for Shido games. Bjorn wanted me to say thanks to everybody. Sorry that my connection was a mess. I did my best despite it. You did great, Bjorn. If you're listening still, we do appreciate you coming on tonight, and that's okay. We will learn from connection issues and get better next time. But In closing, Arno, what do you got for us, man? Let's get some words of wisdom here for the community, and let's let these guys get on with their day.
All right. Yeah, likewise. More ways than one. But yeah, this was to me right here since this right now just took over what I consider to be the definitive Bjorn AMA. It was the Binance one before. This one right now, to me, if you're a holder, you bookmark this AMA. Whenever you're sitting down and you're having concerns or questions about what this project is doing, come back to this AMA and just listen to Bjorn. Listen to the questions that we're asking also too, so you have context. Listen to this man. He has basically just gave you the framework of what this project is going to be doing, not just for this month, next month, but basically for the lifespan of the project. He just spelled it out for you in that 1.5 hour that he was in here. And I know it may come across as the most blandest stuff that you may ever want to listen to, but trust me, this is the stuff that you need to know. This is the stuff I've been talking about. Mahala's been talking about for the last several months. Nonstop. We've been here preaching the same stuff. And this man just came here, put into you in a concise level where you can take this on the road, show it to your friends and family. They can get it too. I can't put it any more simpler than that. Take the AMA, bookmark it, save it, share it. That's all I got. Good night and God bless everybody. Thanks for tuning in.
Oh, before we get out of here, yeah, I'll share my final thoughts and points here. I'm going to echo exactly what Arno said. This is probably the most important AMA moving into 2023 that you are going to watch at this point for Shido Finance. What Bjorn did tonight, he came out here to draw a parallel. Okay, there's other projects out there that the dev won't dox themselves. They won't ever come on a mic. They won't ever answer a single question for you. And if they do answer a question, it's usually how easy can I answer this to avoid actually answering it. Bjorn came on here and had an answer for every question. And make no mistake about it, we asked some very tough and very in-depth questions. Arno asked some very specific questions. So specific, in fact, that Bjorn said, hey, I need to just come out on an AMA with you guys so I have more time to answer this. That is a dev that's got a roadmap. He's got a plan of action. And, guys, if you have questions, you need to rewatch the same AMA. You need to go to Shido Finance. You need to go to the website. You need to read the white paper again. You need to look through. I would encourage you to go look at the roadmap for the Shido blockchain. In fact, actually, we'll do that before we close out. I want to show that roadmap. In fact, Arno, have you seen the roadmap for Shido Chain?
You bet you I have.
Okay, perfect. Well, give me 2 seconds because we're going to make sure the community's seen it.
I want to go over it as well. I'm glad you brought that up because there are some, from a holder's point of view, this matters. Again, another thing, get this roadmap, put it in your pocket because there are things I'm going to, when Bahala brings it up, I'm going to specifically outline the ones that you really want to pay attention to. If you can maximize that, brother.
That's maximized as much as you're going to get it, my friend.
Good enough. Okay, you see where we're at, people, from left to right. We're already here with Shido Chain, StageNet, and everything with that, and change transactions. I want people to take a look here. After Chain Alpha at the bottom on the left hand, Delegator DApp, and then followed by that Validator DApp. Okay, people? I would believe that is when the validation begins, where you'll be able to become a validator. You want to make sure you're early. Okay? Whenever he says that that's the time to be able to become a validator, get in. Okay? Make sure you're taking advantage of that because being a validator on a blockchain, validating transactions, is no laughing matter. That is some serious cake. Serious. Okay? If you can bring that down. And then beyond that, you have, that's pretty much it from our perspective as just being holders. But you can pretty much see the wealth of what's coming with the blockchain. But just when we get to the point,
do you want me to read through them real quick, Arno? Are you struggling to see them? I can read through them for you.
Go for it, man.
All right, let's read through them real quick. So what we have right now, what we have right now that's already been checked off: Shido Chain projection, framework and modules, strategic partnerships, and Shido Chain stage net. I want you to pay specific notice here. Stage net, meaning that it's where he's staging everything for the blockchain. That's already set and ready to go. So when he's telling you that we're going to be moving to testnet by January, February at the latest, that's not delusional. You've got Shido Chain tokenomics coming, Shido Chain alpha testnet, okay, so right there, coming January, Shido Delegator DApp, big one, Shido Validator DApp. Like Arno said, when that launches, you better get your ass involved. Shido Chain Explorer, web-based DeFi wallet, Shido Chain beta testnet, Shido partner events, security testing, beta testing, security audit, Shido Chain final testnet, Shido bridge, allowing BEP20 and ERC20 one-to-one conversion to SHI-20, security audit, Shido Chain mainnet, Shido press release, and Shido Chain launch event. Take it away, Arno.
Yep, Shido bridge, guys. Once we start getting to that third list, that's when the big boys are going to come. You're going to start seeing those mega buys. Remember, Bjorn said what I've been saying. Developers need the token for their transactions on the blockchain. It's a tale as old as time. They're coming here because they want to have a competitive advantage getting their blockchain transactions prioritized. That's why he's leveraging the newness, the freshness. It's like having new land for farmers to come farm on, and you just having sharecropper terms with them. They're going to bring all their stuff, their livestock, all their stuff over here and set up shop here in new fertile land with a far cheaper price for the tokens, and then they're going to come in here and they're going to start doing their business. Once we start making our way towards that third list, you can expect to see a big shift in Shido, the price, more than likely, because those devs are going to come and they're going to come hard because it's competitive. Make no mistake. Us as holders, we have no real understanding of what it's like to be a crypto dev. But if you could just put yourself in the mind frame of every single moment that you're not getting your transactions prioritized is a moment that you're falling behind in the race to be a competitive DApp. That's what that means. They have to get there. They have to be there. And that's good for us as holders, especially early holders. So the thing I want you to take away is that the Shido Validator DApp, anything to do with validating transactions, stay aware of that. And then the third list, when we start to have that going live and devs start popping up, well, get your champagne ready. That's going to be champagne time, in my opinion. So.
Yeah, no, I couldn't agree more. I felt it was very important that we definitely bring that roadmap up before we end this AMA. This is, yeah, no, for sure. This is definitely an AMA that's going to go down in Shido history. Guys, we'll be with you. We were with you from the beginning. We will be with you until the point that Shido is where we're all celebrating. In fact, I look forward to there being a time where we all celebrate in person the success of this amazing project, this amazing dev, and this amazing token. Shido is going to change lives. It is going to change your life, specifically those watching, those that have held, and those that have listened to the words of not me, not Arno, but Bjorn himself. Those who are not here for hype and bullshit, but are here for facts and validation of what the dev is telling you. You got that tonight. In fact, you got more than that tonight. So my takeaway for everybody here tonight is if you're still unsure, if you're still not certain, go read the white paper again. Go look at that roadmap. Rewatch this. Get some popcorn. Get a drink. Curl up on the couch. Do whatever I do. Rewatch this AMA. Listen to the words of Bjorn. Listen to the questions that were asked tonight from Arno and from myself. Take that information and make a decisive but logical decision, and make one that's best for you. We are not here to give you financial advice. We are not financial advisors. We are not CPAs. It is not our job to tell you what to do with your money. I will tell you what I will do with my money, and I will give you a suggestion, which that suggestion is not financial advice. But right now, you have an opportunity to still get a somewhat early position in Shido, but that door is closing. In fact, a keen example of this, me and Arno watched the holders very closely. And Arno was talking to me about the BNB chain 2 days ago, I think it was. I was at work, and we were having a little bit of a side conversation. And what we found interesting is about 3 months ago, there was under 1,000 holders on BNB. And I think the 1,000th holder, if I'm correct here, Arno, was holding under or right around 1 million, and now that 1,000 holder is holding over 2 million. Is that correct?
The number 1,000 holder for the last 2 months has been at the 1.7 million mark in holding. At this time now, we are now at 4,700 holders. That means the 1,000th holder out of that 4,700 is now holding 2.8 million. So basically, it's doubled, and meaning that the price now. You're effectively having to pay more to get less tokens now, because you're going in. So think about it. That same 2.8 person was up higher on the list because there were fewer holders. More holders now. That 2.8 person has now moved down. That 1.7 person, you can't see them anymore. They're not in the top 1,000 anymore. You can't get in the top 1,000 unless you got at least 2.8. Let that sink in, people. That's why I tell people, even if you got 1 million tokens, you're doing well in life. You're doing well.
Yep. Yeah, and to show that, before we ended out here, I did bring up the handy dandy calculator, and you guys can see the hard math right here that if you got 900,000 Shido tokens, just 900,000 at $1 price point, which if you don't think this project is going to hit $1 or beyond, I don't know at this point what to tell you, because the facts are the proof is in the pudding, my friends, as the old saying goes.
How could you do me a favor? Could you put $1.14? I want people to understand the power of dividend. I want people to understand the power of fractions, man. At 14 cents.
So before we hit that 14 cents, at $1, you're 900,000. 14 cents gets added, you are now at 1,026,000.
Thank you, brother.
Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Understand fractionals, right? Because what Arno's getting to here is we're coming real quick to a point where you're going to have to be get your calculus, get your abacus, get whatever the hell you got to get out, and get comfortable with fractions, because that's what's coming. Is fractions of a percentage that is in your future, and those fractions, they're good fractions. They're worth lots of this.
Listen, I'm gonna quote Ric Flair on this one. When it comes to this mathematics stuff in crypto, you can like it or you can hate it, but you better learn to love it, because it's the best thing going today. Okay, understand that. That 14 cent that man just put on, that's an extra 100+ grand just for waking up in the morning, man. 14 cents. That's a price swing, people, at that point.
Now, I'm going to do one better. I'm going to go $1.50. I want you to see a price swing at this, because this is going to happen. You're going to see these moments. If you only held 900,000 tokens at $1, you were at 900,000. $1.14, you were at 1,026,000. At $1.50, you are $1,350,000. You literally just added 250 grand, and you only went up. Let's see. Even I'm going. Hold on,
dude.
You only went up 11 cents. 11 cents, and you added 250,000. So you can start to see what Arno's saying with fractionality.
Dude, for the price of a freaking cheap bagel at Starbucks, $1.14, man. That's why I'm saying don't be looking at, it's only 500,000, 900,000. You have to understand the nature of what's going to happen with this token. It's not going to be, if you watch the AMA and you listen, it's not going to be about people buying and holding it. It's not about brothers and sisters holding hands with their crypto across America, wishing for $1. That's not going to be it. What you have is going to be a unified front of developers coming on this blockchain, trying to buy the heck out of this token to get positioning, jockeying for position every step of the way. And those transactions with this 48 billion supply of She20 that will be there, if not less, we don't know. It might be less by the time we launch. It ain't gonna be enough to hold a fractionary price that we have now. It's gonna have to swell. It will swell because there's no way you can meet that spread with that kind of responsibility. I mean, that's just too many fees to be paying out, especially when you factor in the perpetual that's going on inside the wallet that Bjorn talked about. When we get that going, and the staking, we get that going. Jesus.
Gert, you're already there, my friend, because you've taken the first step. Now, I do want to show, because I do always say 100 million is really where I want everyone to try to push for if you can, right? Especially if you got in somewhat early. So I'm going to play with the 100 million with the same fractionalization before we close out tonight, just as an example, right? Because we got some people on different swings, right? We got some people that have 100 million. We got some people that hold 10 million or less. We got some people that are 900,000. So we've showed 900,000. Let's show 100 million. Let's just give you guys an example of what some of the big players are looking at when we start getting fractionalization. So at $1, that's $100 million, right? That's easy math. Now we have the fractionalization. $1.14. You're going to go from 100 million to 114 million. Okay, pretty straightforward. $1.50.
Valhalla, let me stop you here. Understand that, people. That 14 cents, that was $14 million.
Yes.
That's $14 million.
Let's go back.
That's $14 million.
That's $14 million you added by just waking up and pouring coffee in the morning. Okay, if you're holding 100 million tokens at $1.14, that's $114 million in your bank. That ain't no joke.
Understand the staking and the being a validator and what that means. Let's just take the hard price of what your tokens will be worth. What's gonna happen when you're getting rewards every single month? Remember, Bjorn said it's gonna be a weekly 30% burn every single week coming out of that DEX, dedicated to buying back that token week after week and taking those tokens off the market for good.
See, I want to hit this one. I want you to hit this one, Arna. So dental solution, right? Because I agree. How many conversations, Arna, have I had with you where I've said, this shit's crazy. This price shit's crazy, right? We've talked about it. You want to know crazy? Let me show you crazy, okay? Because me and Arno have had conversations about this. Okay, I'm going to go back to 900,000 tokens. There is a possibility. I want you to see what I'm putting here, okay? 900,000 tokens. Arno, why don't you read out what price point I'm putting in there?
I can't quite make it out. The screen's a little fuzzy, but if it's going to be, are you going for 50? Are you going?
I'm going 10.
You're going for the big the tenor. Well, there you go.
Go for the tenor. All right. If you hold 900,000 tokens at a $10 per token price point, you are sitting on $9 million. Now, what I want you to understand is this is an absolute possibility. It's not a guarantee, but it's a damn irreachable possibility. And the reason for that is less than 100 billion in circulating supply, about 48 billion on both chains, roughly. You're about to have 30% buyback and burn from complete total volume from DEX and Perpetual. So every buy and sell from DEX and Perpetual is adding volume. Okay, it's adding revenue. That revenue, 30% of that, either monthly or weekly, whatever Bjorn plans to do, is plucked and sent to the dead wallet. And you'll be able to track that on both the dashboard and the wallet if you want to see it. So when we're talking about a $10 price, understand that that doesn't even include the price squeeze from the governance of the token. She20 is only able to be brought into existence by converting BEP20 or ERC20 token. That's it.
There you go.
That's it. So you're having to pull to the chain. You're pulling from the supply, pulling to the chain, converting it to She20, governing it on your ecosystem of your project. Those tokens are being dumped back on the market. They're governing the projects on the blockchain. That is pushing the supply. Then you have the Shido token that is governing the complete ecosystem, the DEX and everything else. That is adding supply constraint and it's a price squeeze. It's going to push the price higher. While there's a 30% either monthly or weekly buyback and burn happening. Forever. Consistent.
This is what I affectionately have dubbed the Trinity effect. The ERC20, BEP20, and SHE20 essentially pulling each other up by definition. Because as you're taking others off, you're putting the other one up, and you're stressing the other two off. You're removing tokens off of one side, going to the other, which means you're going to have transactions going on that side, which buys back the other token itself, while reducing the supply by migrating over to begin with. Not to mention the utility stress that goes on just by doing the mere action of doing it.
Exactly.
Then you have to factor in this too, people. I want to bring it back. I want to bring it back to the whole thing with staking and validating. Remember that 9 million tokens. I mean $9 million. Imagine you're staking all of that, and you're getting 15% rewards on that. Your block reward. Remember, block reward is about influence. It's not about so much how early you get to a pool, because you could be the earliest. You could get to be the first one to a pool, but if you got you're like one of the lowest holders, somebody will come in there who's a whale and bump you right out of your spot just as fast. It's about getting a good position on a token in a good project, and then getting in those staking pools, and then just plotting your butt down there and reaping rewards. And understand that if you're getting 15% rewards on a $9 million allotment, on a $900,000 token allotment, that's going to be 15% of that at that Shido price. If you can go, what's 15% at 900,000? You can do that for me real quick.
15% of 900,000? Yeah, give me a second. Let's find out for you. 0.15%. So that would be 135,000.
135,000 tokens valued at a price of at $10. That would be another million plus.
That would be $1,350,000. Yep.
There you go. That's $1 million+ a month, people. Just staking. You claim your rewards. You either take that million, you take it pocket, or you just go ahead and reinvest it back, and you double up. People, the money is not just in the selling of the token. The money is in the actual utilization of the token, and then the staking of it.
Yep.
That's where the devil in the details is on this.
If you're smart about this project, it'll take care of you for the rest of your life.
Exactly. But you have to understand the nature. This is where being a crypto, I hate to use the term aficionado because I don't really consider myself one, but you got to strive to become one so you can understand how to take advantage of the advantages of the project that's given you.
Right.
Because if you're just in here thinking about, I'm going to sell it at half a penny, geez, I feel sorry for you, son.
Yeah.
Half a penny. That's your.
I don't like to use the word wreck the Jeets, but what I'm going to say is you're going to wreck yourself. If you sell this for half a penny, I don't know. You're either not paying attention or you just don't want to be free. I don't know.
There ain't enough beer at any bar to console those tears. That's all I got to say.
No, God, no, man. Dude, bro, that is
terrible. Ain't enough beer at any bar to console that.
I wanted to touch real quick here. So I did have a chance. I got a response from Backo from Shido Queen in regards to the game. And Backo said, if everything goes by the plan and beta testing starts in the next few days, I think it should be normal to be released after the new year. He said, it's better to test the game before launch, test it a lot so we can be sure that once it's released, there are no issues and bugs. So, for those wondering about the play to earn gaming, good chance it's coming after the new year, which, we're 3 days into that. So, I'll look for more information from Backo, and feel free to tag Backo in chat and ask him, and I'm sure he will deliver those questions for you. But yeah, there's the proof is in the pudding, ladies and gentlemen. Please listen to what is being said here tonight. Watch this AMA, share this on Twitter. I'm going to ask everybody that's still watching now, please go make a tweet. If you're not comfortable creating your own tweet, Shido Queen has already put one out there. I've already shared it on my official Twitter page. I would appreciate you sharing it and adding your own input to the top of it. Get this AMA out there for everybody to watch, because this is the kind of stuff that changes lives. This is the kind of AMA that really shows the beauty of crypto, right? We're not here talking about a meme coin or a shit coin or any of that. We're talking about changing people's lives with functional utility that is going to do just that. It's solving a quadrant. It's solving an issue in the DeFi space. It is bringing crypto back to decentralization, which is where it was meant to be in the beginning. And I couldn't think of a more beautiful project to do it than Shido Finance. So, Arno, anything else you want to say before we close this off for the night, sir?
I just want to address my my good man, 1.21 gigavolts, brother. Just there is no technical name for validator. Just read up on. Just type in crypt. The basics of being a cryptocurrency validator and start your journey, brother. And you'll be pleasantly surprised at what you find. Trust me. Enjoy.
Yeah, yeah, and it's as soon as validation is open, you better believe that people like myself, Arno, and those out there that are holding the prize floor with decent sized bags, we will be 100% guarantee you. I will be in the first, if not 5, the first 50 people ready to be a validator. Second that's open, you better believe. Here's my liquidity. Add me to the validation pool. Bring forth thy money and allow me to quit my 9 to 5, because there ain't playing no games with validation. I promise you that.
I want to confirm transactions. Hey,
I want to confirm. I want to confirm right now.
I confirm and deny. Yes, I do. I can confirm and deny.
Yes, sir. All right, guys. Well, I hope this was an impactful start to 2023. We'll be back next Tuesday, as always, and we will continue to do so. We'll talk to everybody then. Have a wonderful night. Thank you guys for hanging out for this extended AMA tonight, especially with Bjorn. I will work to get Bjorn on the broadcast more often. And if you have any questions at all, do not hesitate to tag Arno, myself, Bjorn, Shadow Queen. We will get them answered. We will make sure that you guys have the information at your fingertips to make the right decisions, because in the end, I want to see everybody here win. So thank you guys. Have a wonderful night, and we will talk to you all next week. Take care.
Later, people.